Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, many things to discuss from Kunku to Xavi Simons, Jackson, Rodrygo, Manchester United goalkeepers and more. Let's jump into it. And so guys, we are about to enter into the final 2 weeks of the summer transfer window, and I wanted to start from Manchester United losing at home their opening game against Arsenal in the Premier League new season. Arsenal win thanks to the goal of Riccardo Calafiori, a good performance from Manchester United despite the defeat. But one of the cases to discuss is the one of Andre Onana. Why? Because Andre Onana was not in the squad for Manchester United today. So Rasmus Højlund out of the squad, and we know that Manchester United are trying to find a solution for him. They want Højlund to go, they want to sell Højlund as soon as possible. If sale is not going to be possible, they want to do a loan with option to buy, 6 million euros loan fee, an option to buy around 40-45, so negotiations will now follow for Rasmus Højlund with interest from AC Milan and more clubs around Europe, not only Milan. And then the situation of Onana, many questions on that. Ruben Amorim after the game said, I didn't drop Onana, I just preferred 2 goalkeepers ahead of him, and so Bajindir and Tom Heaton. At the same time, guys, I can tell you that the feeling of those close to Andre Onana is that this decision was just because Onana was recovering from an injury, was probably not 100% of the form yet, and so Onana accepted the decision made by Ruben Amorim. He doesn't believe it's a decision for transfers, also because Onana at the moment is not in active talks with any club. There was some interest from Saudi at the beginning of the window. It was end of May, beginning of June, so when the transfer window movements started, but now Onana is not in active negotiations with any club. So the situation is quiet for Onana. He accepted the decision of Ruben Amorim. Now, from next week is another life, another story, and we will see what's going to happen with Andre Onana. On Manchester United and goalkeepers, it's important to mention that the last bid they did was for Dibu Martinez in July, loan rejected by Aston Villa. So since that moment, Man United didn't present any fresh proposal for Dibu Martinez. So at the moment, that situation has gone completely quiet. A goalkeeper they still like, and I will still keep an eye on, is Sen Lammens, the goalkeeper of Royal Antwerp. Very talented goalkeeper, Belgian. Man United have been monitoring him for a long time. I told you about this interest already in July, beginning of August, and this interest remains. I think if Man United decide to, from now to the end of the window, to invest on a goalkeeper, Lammens is the goalkeeper they like, so could be a possibility. Donnarumma, they are aware of the situation, but Man City are in concrete talks to sign him. So at the moment, for Man United goalkeeper, this is the situation, but still nothing imminent as of now, with Onana accepting the decision of Ruben Amorim. The decision of Chelsea is to try to find a solution for some players before bringing in new ones. You know that since July I've been telling you about this situation. First of all, keep an eye still on Nicolas Jackson, because Jackson is expected to leave Chelsea. The decision is okay on both player and club side, so still looking for opportunities. There was some interest from Newcastle, but still no bid. Still some interest from Premier League clubs in active conversations for Jackson. Keep an eye also on Italy as a possibility for Nicolas Jackson, because Jackson, if you remember, I told you that in July, was in the list of AC Milan already at the beginning of July, remains a player appreciated by someone at AC Milan. Let me explain that Milan will sign a striker this summer, for sure, in these final 2 weeks. Rasmus Højlund is an option, on loan with buy option. Also, Dusan Vlahovic is an option, being considered. But also, another option could be Nicolas Jackson, in case the conditions of the deal are acceptable for Milan. Milan will never pay 80 or 90 million euros for Jackson. So, or conditions of the deal are good, and so Milan can sit to the table and go for Jackson. At the moment, Milan have been informed that Jackson could be potentially still available on the market, as they didn't find any solution since beginning of July to today. So many clubs interested, but still no decision made. And so Milan are aware of the situation. Milan love Nicolas Jackson, consider him as a fantastic striker, but at the moment the financial point is the crucial one to understand if it's going to be happening or not. So Jackson, Højlund, Vlahovic, all these names for Milan, but Jackson in general remains a case to watch for Premier League clubs. Milan only if the conditions from Chelsea change, because they will not pay 80 million euros for Nicolas Jackson. When we mention Chelsea, guys, we still have to mention the conversation ongoing between Chelsea and Bayern for Nicolas Kunku. New contacts took place today. Even on a Sunday, Chelsea-Bayern, speaking about the situation of Nicolas Jackson, Chelsea made clear once again, as I always told you, that they only want Nkunku to leave on a permanent transfer. So permanent transfer is the mission for Chelsea. The answer from Bayern is more kind of creative. Try to find a solution, maybe a loan with an option to buy that can become an obligation, something like that. So trying to be creative around the deal in terms of structure of the agreement. At the moment, no agreement club to club, so still negotiating, still talking, Chelsea and Bayern, but still no agreement as of tonight, so we will enter into a new week and let's see if they will be able to find a solution for Nkunku. At the moment, still no green light, so still waiting to see what's going to happen there. The player remains keen on the move. Nkunku already wanted to go to Bayern in January, and Nkunku remains keen on the move to Bayern now. He believes that Bundesliga is a perfect destination, that Bayern is a fantastic club, so Nkunku is very open to that possibility. But now, club to club, trying to find the agreement on the structure of the deal. At the moment, Chelsea are very strong on their position. They want a permanent transfer. Let's see what's going to happen with Bayern in terms of structure of the deal for Christopher Nkunku. Don't forget, as I always told you, that Nkunku is a crucial step, a crucial part of the domino for the other story of the summer for Chelsea, and it's Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons made clear to all the clubs interested that he only wants to go to Chelsea. At least, as long as Chelsea are in conversations for Xavi Simons, he wants to go there. Then, if Chelsea decide to leave the conversations, it's obviously a different story. But as of today, Xavi Simons wants to go to Chelsea. He made that clear to all the clubs interested. For example, Bayern are aware of the preference of Xavi Simons for Chelsea. Then, also the situation of Manchester City. Many questions on Manchester City going for Xavi Simons. Some reports on Xavi Simons, some reports on Akliush. Guys, Man City want Rodrygo, but only if Savinho leaves. Now at Manchester City, the situation is quite clear. If Tottenham put big money on the table, 50, 60, 65 million euros are not enough to convince Manchester City. So, or the bid goes to more than 70 million euros, or Savinho stays at Manchester City. Man City are not desperate to let Savinho go. But then, if Savinho goes to Pep Guardiola's office and says, Coach, I want to go, Pep, let me go, in that case, you remember what happened with Julian Alvarez and other players, Man City could try to find a solution with Tottenham. So keep an eye on Savinho, because if Savinho ends up to Tottenham, Rodrygo is still the dream target, the player wanted by Manchester City, the player mentioned in every single meeting by Pep Guardiola. When they discuss about wingers, when they discuss about opportunities, Pep Guardiola, not only this summer, but also in the recent years, always mentioned Rodrygo as a dream target and ideal player for his idea of football. Then, if it's going to happen, this depends on Savinho to Tottenham, on the transfer fee wanted by Real Madrid, on Rodrygo. Does he want to leave Real Madrid? Does he want to stay? He loves Real Madrid, we know that. So there are many question marks on this story. But I can guarantee to you that despite the reports on Xavi Simons, on Akliush and all the rest, Xavi Simons wants to go to Chelsea, and Manchester City are focused on Rodrygo if Savinho leaves. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories from Xavi Simons to Christopher Nkunku, Nicolas Jackson, Rodrygo, Man United goalkeepers. Guys, let me know your opinion here in the comments. Remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon with Fabrizio.